Hello, Dolly Tribe. Hello, hello, hello. This is Evie, serving up and inspiring women sunshine. Yes, Dolly Tribe. Today I am here with the Venus Williams Inspiring Women doll. It finally came in the mail. FedEx, I do not like FedEx, y'all. I have a long love-hate history with FedEx. They just don't like doing their job. And then I caught on my little video doorbell thingy that the person that delivered just chucked it. Like he chucked it. And the way he jumped up into my yard, I have what they call it? What do they call that? I know what it's called when my yard is. I can't think of the word right now, y'all. But I have a wall. He jumps up the wall, which he has to have mad hops to even do that anyway. But let me not get into that. But I guess let me finally say, and then he just chucks my doll. He just chucks my doll onto the porch. I'm glad it did not say fragile. And I'm glad nothing is wrong with the box because he just chucked it. He really did. So I pray that y'all don't get y'all's dolls delivered like that because I certainly did, especially this time around. So Dolly Tribe, I hope you guys are all well. Happy Friday. And I hope you're having a wonderful time in your life. I hope that you're getting everything that you want. And I also hope that life is treating you kind, that your pets are well, that your family is well, and that you're getting all the dolls that you want. All right. So Sunshine is just doing her own thing, so you won't see her here today. She's getting ready for the Chiefs game today, so she's not, when it's a Chiefs game, she's not here, honey. She's getting ready to watch her Chiefs play. So we have Brooklyn Barbie over here in her pink looking good. We have Margot Barbie looking all glam and beautiful. And then we also have Billie Jean King here. Oh, yes. She's here representing the tennis girlies. Okay. She is representing the tennis girlies. Now, I could not find her original outfit, so forgive me for having poor planning. It's been a lot going on in my life. My pet is sick again. Yes, the same one. She is sick again, and she is currently at the doctor's office. I got to come pick her up when they call me. So, it's just a lot going on in my life. So, I'm sorry I did not plan ahead to get Billie Jean back in her original outfit. But here we are with Venus Williams, Inspiring Women Barbie Signature Doll. All right, Dolly Tribe. So let's get into this. So this is the packaging of Venus Williams. And I kind of like the packaging because it kind of matches my nails, kind of. And the doll looks wonderful in the packaging. They always have a doll looking like they're about to serve, about to do their little sling or whatever you want to call it. I'm not that clued in on tennis to tell you all the technical terms and all of that. So I'm going to have Brooklyn switch her position just slightly so that I can get Venus pulled up here for you guys. So this is her box art, and sorry for the glare from my ring light. She's looking good in the box. As you can see in the background, she has all the adoring tennis fans out there waiting to see her play, okay? And to the side over here in the box, you see her gorgeous self here. And you can tell she must be doing a good job because she's like, yes. And then over here on this side is more of the adoring tennis fans. And then there's the tennis courts with the net and everything. And as we can see, she comes with a stand and whatnot. So let's get to, oh, and here's the side of the box. And here's the deal right here. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is the other side, which I like this. All right, so here is like the text on the box. And then also here is Here's a quote from Venus saying, "You have to believe in yourself even when no one else does. That makes you a winner right there." And that's a good quote. And then I'm going to read for you what it says on the back of the box, because I like doing that sort of thing. So it says, Barbie doll inspiring women, Venus Williams, U.S. and world champion tennis player, entrepreneur, and author. It says, Barbie honors all female role models, and the Inspiring Women series celebrates extraordinary heroines of their time, bold women who took risks, defied conventions, and paved the way for future generations to dream bigger than ever before. Raised in Compton, California, Venus Williams was introduced to tennis by her father. She quickly fell in love with the sport, practicing regularly on public park courts, and at 14, she made her professional debut. As her career progressed, Venus focused on enhancing her all-court game, strengthening her defensive skills, and developing a powerful, aggressive serve, her fastest recorded at over 120 miles per hour. In 2000, she secured her first major tournament title and was committed to achieving more, both on and off the court. Before a match in 2005, she addressed the tennis committee, demanding equal prize money for the women's tournament champion as for the men, following her groundbreaking match in 2007. Williams became a 5-time champion, secured equal prize money, and emerged as a strong advocate for gender equality. Girls need more role models like Venus Williams, because imagining they can achieve anything is just the beginning. Seeing it realized makes all the difference. And then we have all our cute little Barbie legal stuff at the bottom. Here is the absolute bottom of the box. And then if you want to know her little code, it's HRM49. All right, so what I am going to do now, Dolly Tribe, is get this beautiful doll out of the box, because I am an out of box collector, and I will be right back. Dolly Tribe, I am back. I have Venus Williams out the box, and I have a few little concerns. But before we get into that, she comes with a doll stand. She's on it. I don't want to bring her into focus yet. And she has a bent up, slightly battered, certificate of authenticity. And it says, this certifies that your Venus Williams Barbie Inspiring Women doll was created through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel. So I like to keep as many of these as I can. So, you know, it has a little bit of texture to it. I've seen some made of like a better quality paper, but it's not bad. So yay, Venus, go Venus, okay? She got a predecessor here, Billie Jean King, saying whoop, whoop, raising the roof for her pretty much. Because now she's part of the doll team. I also have tennis player Naomi Osaka. So I think this is her tennis racket. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get into that, here is Venus. This is her visor. And, you know, it's just a plain white visor. And I like it. And then this is Venus's tennis racket. It's a Wilson racket with a purple handle. I love me some purple, any kind of shades of purple. And it has a ball attached, and I do believe the ball comes out. And let me check something here. Oh, the tennis ball has the Barbie ponytail logo on it. Can y'all see that? As it on there. I don't know if y'all could tell, but I can definitely see it. And I think that's super cute. Now, I don't know if the one that Billie Jean King had that on there. I would assume that it did. And I believe you can take it off. So you can take the ball off. It's not broken because the ball has a little hole right there. And the racket has the little node that you can, hope I can do this without letting the ball go anywhere it wants to go. So you just put it back on. And I think Billie Jean King had a very similar racket to Venus. And I think this is Naomi Osaka's racket. I do have Billie Jean King's racket somewhere, but like I said, poor planning. I was able to find Naomi's racket though in my little doll accessories. So here are the two comparisons. One is more of like a perfect oval type of shape, and this one is more like a, I don't know, a less perfect oval shape. And like the hand thingy for Venus's is more like squared, and this one is more rounded. And I don't know, this one has like a longer base or whatever. I don't know what you call these. But I definitely like it. Is this called Yonex or something? Yonex? Naomi's racket. I think Billie Jean King had Wilson, if I'm not mistaken. Or Champion or something. I don't know. So those are there. And then here is the doll herself, who is very, very cute. Just like my Billie Jean King doll has one eye somewhat larger than the other. It's the same way for my Venus doll, except the larger eye is on this side, not that side. So that's the thing. For some reason they gave her the rotating upper arm, which I'm not mad about. I actually love that. Whereas my Billie Jean King doll over here does not have the upper arm rotation, but she does have made to move elbows and made to move knees, but she has no ankle articulation or upper thigh rotation or anything like that. But she does have wrist articulation on Billie Jean there. She has cool accessories. She has one of the sweatbands on her wrist, and her hand is a little bit misshapen just because it was holding the racket and there was like a rubber band tightly put on. So her hand is a bit misshapen. She has a necklace, and I don't know what that necklace signifies, but it's very much similar to the one she wore. I guess this might be at Wimbledon somewhere. I don't know. But it's a direct replica of what she wore. The only thing different is she doesn't have socks, which I'm very hurt we don't have here. They could have gave her some really thin socks, but they did not. So there we go. And then she has some very cute earrings. I'm in love with these earrings. They're not exactly like that because I think these were chains on the real Venus Williams. But for the doll, they just made it all plastic, which, you know, I like these earrings that she has. So I'm bringing it up close so you can see it, Dolly Tribe. But seeing how long FedEx took to deliver mine, I'm sure you all already have yours. Ooh, FedEx gets on my nerve, hunty. They really do. Now, I do have a bone to pick with this outfit, though. This could have been one simple piece. And the only reason I say this is because this right here looks a bit everywhere. Now, I do know that Venus had multiple straps and all of that. But for the sake of converting it to like how a doll would look in it, I think they should have went for less bulky. Because look at this. You turn her to the side, it's bulk. Oh, Lord, I put the little clip still on her. I got this clip still on her. So it Velcros in the back, and then the shorts are elastic at the waist, so you just slip them on. I'm not mad that it's two pieces, but I am kind of upset just due to the fact, and This is just a regular schmegular, just a clear elastic. So I will be saving that, but that's nothing but an elastic, just to let you know. So I do enjoy that this is 2 pieces, but I think just for converting it down to doll scale, they should have made this maybe just, well, I understand why they didn't make this 1 piece, because it would have been difficult to put it on as a onesie. However, this part up here is super bulky and is bothering me to no end. And if you look at it from this side, like, you just look at it and it just looks like it's too much going on. And then this part right here is the part that bothers me the most. It looks like there's like a little mouth on her shirt to me. That's just my opinion. It looks like a mouth. And then up here, it just looks like it's just so much going on with her necklace, with the straps, with the little darting right here. I think they could have did without it. Like, I know it's kind of that way maybe on her outfit, it looks like, but they could have gotten rid of the extra fabric just by showing the little part right here and then just making this just 1 strap. I understand that she had 2 straps like on the photo. Now, maybe Venus really pushed for this. You know, maybe not understanding doll scale. I would think she would have understood this though, and just Mattel just came to her with it. And because she was hyped up, maybe she was just like, yeah, that's cool. You know, maybe she just didn't want to fight him on it, or maybe she did. I don't know. But I think this was a bad move. And I do come from a background of fashion, even though I wasn't on the clothes construction side of things. I was more on the business side of things. However, I really believe that this is just too much. And then right here, like, if you lean her in, you can like see like the inner workings. Like, it's just gross to me. I don't think that this was a good idea. I think they just should have used like some fabric in between like they normally do. Like, this would have been a good time for them to cut corners. But instead, we have the appearance as if there's 2 shirts here when there's only 1. Because I'm going to tell you, I already looked really quickly. This is 1 piece. This is all 1 piece. So to me, they just should have made less fabric there. It would have been less bulky. Because as you see on Venus, right here, on Venus herself, it looks like it's, I don't want to say skin tight, but it's on her. It's fitting very well. On her slim physique here, it's fitting very well. It doesn't look bulky or anything. So in my opinion, I think this would have looked a little less bulky, a little less chaotic, just in my personal opinion, had they not put the darting here. I think they could have did this without the darting. I really do believe that. And this little, I think they could have put a ribbon here or something. I don't know, to make this look less bulky, because it really looks bulky to me. And I do not appreciate that whatsoever. This makes this look a little too much. It just doesn't translate well, in my opinion. I think they should have tried to do something else or use a different material. I don't know what material they would have used instead, because I understand this is a fairly thin material, and I don't know what they would have used that would have made this any thinner. I think just they should have left this out, or maybe just have done some stitching or embroidery or something right here, because this is super bulky and it looks ugly to me. And if any of you guys do have like if you sew or if you do clothing construction, please let me know what you think, what your experience is. Let me know how you feel about it all. Do you think the way they did it was good, or do you think I'm just out of my depth and I don't know what I'm talking about? Because that could be it too, you know. But I just think this here looks a little like, in the back it looks good, but in the front it looks quite chaotic to me, and I just don't like it. But that could just be some kind of weird thing I have going on. Now I'm going to go to her face. I think they did a very beautiful job on her face. Very beautiful. The color that was chosen for her lips, that's a very good color. The color they chose for blushing, a very good color. They did wonderful on her eyes, even though one eye is just slightly bigger than the other. I love her eyebrows. I love the color they gave her eyeshadow. I think they did a really good job on the sculpt. I think it's beautiful. I even like kind of how they did like the corner of her mouth is very similar to Venus. I just think they did a really good job. I think they did a good job to not give her a big super smile like they did Issa Rae. I think the Issa Rae doll would have looked much, much better. And I'm about smiling dolls, but Issa Rae does have a big, beautiful smile. And I'm not against anyone having a big, beautiful smile, but I think it did her an injustice when they translated it into the doll, because they gave her a way bigger face. They could have did her face just like they did Venus's. As far as the face shape. And then the way they did Venus's nose is just lovely. Her cheekbones and all of that. Her facial structure looks gorgeous. Even her forehead is like Venus's forehead. So I think that's beautiful. Love the earrings. Love the color, the hair coloring they gave her. It's a lot of gel on the end of this ponytail. On the end of this braid. The braid itself looks fine. I've seen people who have taken it down. I can tell she doesn't have much hair up in here. They did have a T-tie right here that you'll have to... They had a T-tie right here that you'll have to get rid of because of the visor. And then there's one right here. I don't like when they do this, because now she has like a hole in the back of her head. I don't like when they do that, but what can you do? Okay. They have some dark elastics in her hair to, you know, give the braided shape. I love the way they did this. I like the way they covered up her ears, actually. I think that's a nice touch. Maybe it's just on my doll, but I think they did a good job on that. Here are her shoes in case I didn't show them. And they look fairly similar to the ones that she's wearing. And I think this is a normal sculpt for the shoes. But they look similar to the ones she wore. I just wish they would have gave her socks. Because my girl does, she's rocking the socks. They gave her everything else. They may as well have given her socks. That's just my opinion. Let me put the visor back on just to see if she can wear it without it. For those of us that's going to be, you know, unboxing. She can wear it. Like, if you just gonna have her unboxed and you're just gonna sit her on the shelf, I think as long as she's not going to be disturbed, she's going to be just fine wearing her visor. Then if you ever want to take it off and sit it next to the stand. This is the doll stand. I do have the clip. I just took it off and put it to the side. It's a white base. So I think that looks good. And for her holding her, they had it in this hand, so I'm going to see if I can put it back in this hand. I should be able to, because they squeezed the mess out of her hand to get it in there. So, so yes, she can hold it. And I'm sure you can put it in the other hand as well. So, Dolly Tribe, this is the Venus Williams Inspiring Women doll, sorry. Know what's going on with me and my grammar today. But this is a fabulous doll, and she actually has a fully realized made to move doll body. I guess they knew we were going to be crying about that. Us doll collectors are going to be crying about that. I just feel bad for Miss Billie Jean King here, because she could have benefited from that as well. But her range of motion is pretty good. I like having her about. And she still got them very 5'5" thick in the thighs type of legs. That's the only thing I'm sad Venus don't got right there. But she is a thinner girl as opposed to her sister Serena. So she didn't really need them. So I'm going to say this one last time. Her quote, "You have to believe in yourself even when no one else does. That makes you a winner right there. Yes, believing in ourselves does make us a winner. I believe that. I agree with that. Dolly Tribe, thank you so much for dipping in the Dollmosphere with me today. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like the video. Also, just when you're living life out here adulting, monitor your surroundings. When you leave the house, just take 30 seconds to look around. When you come back, do the same, just so you can kind of take inventory of what's going on in your neighborhood. Be aware, and you might be able to tell if something is out of place. Also, don't forget to keep the sunshine in your life. All right, Dolly Tribe. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. There will be more videos to follow, and many blessings. Bye, Dolly Tribe.